You look at a gym and you piss your pants and faint.
Because women are inherently seen as taking up more space than men. I love how immediately we've teamed up against this guy.
He's gaslighting. He's gatekeeping. He is not girl hooks.
And good night. Good night, everybody.
Good evening, folks. It's time for another Monday night Kaizo and cocktails. We're going to make good decisions. Good decisions. Got some fun new stuff on the wheel, some of which you can maybe spy behind me. But we're gonna start right back where we left off in Quickie World. I got us back to the point where we had that quick save fiasco, which did end up becoming the namesake of our drink, quick save. You'll see it when we go over to the cocktail slide. I don't know if my recipe there fully works, but it's fun enough. Alright, without any further ado, let's just start playing some Kaizo. Back with Quickie World. We got through 3.5 levels last time, I think, which is pretty good. Actually, I'm just gonna load my save state so we can start at the halfway gate that we left at. So we're gonna do that. Alright. It is officially summer here, which doesn't matter as much for me, but since CJ works for a school, it is a big change in our lives when summer comes. I figure this is a good enough way to celebrate. Remember to count my deaths. Spent a good portion of this week learning some stuff about how to do some stream layout. Ooh, that was progress. And also playing other Kaizo games because it turns out I think this is really fun. Yeah, CJ, the Faygo Ranch drink. We'll see whether the wheel allows for it, but I hope the wheel doesn't allow for it, but that's not up to me. But yeah, I switched from using Streamlabs to OBS to run the stream, and that has made a big difference for me, actually. Oh, you didn't end up where you were supposed to there, Shell. I think you were supposed to be in that bucket. Okay. Because with OBS, I can kind of tell what things are doing a little bit more. Good evening, Seraph. So this level is all about falling down and controlling our fall and sometimes bouncing. Oops, I didn't throw the shell in time. boy, if my reflexes are starting there tonight, it's gonna be interesting. Alright. Let's focus on this. Let's see. I got to host the Parliament last week. That was fun. I finally got to add to a little bit more of my silly Pokemon lore. Hopefully we'll get more of that someday. But with Dunsparce's death, yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed the VOD, Seraph. The good thing about Parliament is that it being live isn't as important. Like, chat still does get to vote in a poll and stuff, but it's not. I like to think that what we're getting out of the Parliaments is still pretty enjoyable to watch, just like as a YouTube video. That was close. Yeah, we'll see how the replacement works out. After first showing, not super impressed, but I don't know, everyone was talking about how Gumi's like the newest face in the biz, so. Let's see. What else been happening? Honestly, it was a very, very lazy weekend. Which CJ definitely deserved, and I just kind of tagged along on that. Oh, that was good. That was progress. Let's see, I recorded my first session for a actual play that will probably come out in 2024, would be my guess. But yeah, got to do some Model UN for CalazCon. I gave someone a trophy and it went over great. Alright, we're getting further. We're just making that incremental progress. The dog has still been fully obsessed with CJ, especially now that she's home on a Monday. She's never home on Mondays. And so I've had very little dog time the last few days, actually. He's maybe a little obsessive. Just a little bit. A little bit clingy. See, I went out today to pick up a few things to put on the wheel for tonight. And it turns out the dollar store was a gold mine there. Hey, look at that. Level clear. That wasn't that bad. Hello, Ham. Link Dead Shed. So I've learned in general, blue coins mean spin jump, yellow coins mean regular jump, or sometimes something else. Alright, that at the start is quite annoying. I can't actually jump it, even though I want to jump it. what's everyone else doing with their Monday night? Streams and dishes. That's always a good combo. Back when I was in grad school, I definitely watched some lectures while doing dishes, just because I couldn't make myself just sit and watch. But when things were happening remote, I was like, okay, I can just mute myself, turn off my video, and just go and do the dishes while listening. Oop, a little bit too high on that jump. But yeah, I've spent a decent amount of time this last week playing through a different Kaizo hack of similar difficulty, maybe even a little bit harder than this one, though I've been using some more save states than I have here. Super Hark Bros, which has been a good time. I maybe should have saved it for a different stream, but I wanted to save Quickie World, and I had to get my fix in somehow. Ooh, we're almost to our first spin of the wheel. Ooh, taking a walk with someone who likes to take wildlife pictures, that is always a really pleasant experience. You get to go explore woods and really start to see it through their eyes. So it sounds like you had a very nice day, Ham. We're gonna get to take our dog to the beach for the first time in 4 turtles? You saw 4 different turtles? Okay, you are living the dream. Alright, let's go over to the cocktail corner. You see that snazzy new scene transition? Turns out I had that sitting in my files all along, I just didn't know I could use it. Alright. And, see, we've got 30 things on the wheel today. Let's give it a spin. The winner is mango syrup. I guess the wheel just loves that whenever it's on there. I guess who am I to judge? Let's see. I've actually got it, so we should... Or actually, this won't show up here, but it will show up on the other scene. Oh, right. What does mango syrup do? You know, it's sweet, and it's kind of mangoey, it's kind of fruity. It's actually pretty good in a lot of drinks, so it's really, like, not a bad option. I'm just a little bit scarred from the laptop killer 2 weeks ago. But we'll do a little splash of some mango syrup in there. It's gonna be too thick to take a sip of right now. Alright. So, nothing really worth tasting yet. It's just going to be very, very sweet. So, let's just get back to the Kaizo. The wheel is specifically the ingredients to put into drinks. So, right now, we've just added a splash of mango syrup. So the challenge is that I have to take sips of this drink, and not everything on the wheel is good. Actually, let's go back over here for a second. Just peruse the cocktail wheel, and you can also see the recipes of what we got the last 2 weeks up here. They should be on a little slideshow, just going between the 2 slides so far. So, we've got a lot of different options. A lot of them are, like, good and normal. Like, we've got beer, we've got whiskey, we've got cola, We've got, like, hey, let's just shake it with ice. We've got soda water. And then we've got some more fun things, like green goo, which is a thing I found today. We have soy sauce. We have ranch. There are some whammies, you know? There are some things that we don't want to spin on the wheel. That's the joy. Is that sometimes it's going to go horribly, horribly wrong. You know, it's not fun unless there's some element of risk, you know? So yeah, so there is some weight behind our deaths. Good evening, Eves. We just added our first ingredient to our cocktail, which is just mango syrup. It's nothing much. There's like 30 things on the wheel, and only like 4 or 5 of them are like objectively bad ideas. We're currently 5 levels into Quickie World, I want to say. Yeah, this is level 5. Which, as far as Kaizo games have gone so far, it's really not that bad. I need to stop dying to that start troll. Yeah, the first 2 seconds are always intense in these levels. Because, yeah, it just needs close to absolute precision. Like, the hard Kaizo games need, like, full absolute precision. Like, a lot of frame-perfect stuff. Thankfully, this one doesn't really have anything on that level. And sometimes when the levels are nice, you have a second to think. Not really this one, though, because we have the moving floors, so we kind of have to stay in the cycle. Am I good at video games? I like hard video games, I think it's safe to say. I don't know, I got good at Celeste. When I did my Celeste challenge run, I proved to myself that I'm pretty good at Celeste. Not like speedrunner good, but like good for a casual player. With Kaizo games, I'm not very good at them, but it's also an extremely hard genre, so who could say? The way you play these games is die a lot, so it's kind of hard to tell good from bad player until you get up to that level of, like, nothing is ever a challenge. Oh, CJ, those creaks are probably the office chair. That's probably what you're hearing. I'll try not to twist in it as much, but it's so hard to not twist in a spinny chair. Okay, here's a question, chat. We're making a bad drink tonight, almost certainly. What's the best drink you've ever had? Let's see, I think the best drink that I ever had was I managed to go on a college. Oh, that was close. Oh, and there's the halfway point. Okay, we can make it a halfway point. I traveled with my college wind ensemble to Spain after the summer of my junior year. It was a glorious trip. Just water? Fair enough. There are days where water is just delicious for me, and there are days where water is... It's hard to convince myself that, yes, you do need to drink water. So we were on this trip to Spain, and I remember going and sitting at this outdoor cafe because there's a lot of outdoor dining there. And getting a drink that was fresh coffee and I can't remember. I think it was like coffee and rum and like cream liqueur and whipped cream. And it was just delicious. But also, I love a lot of non-alcoholic drinks too. I didn't want to keep this specifically to alcohol. Like, I'm also perfectly happy. Like, I consider not putting any alcohols on the wheel. And maybe I'll do that one of these nights. So you can be sure to have at least one non-alcoholic drink when we eventually end up with our full... I don't know. I've been writing up recipes for each drink that we make. Squirt grapefruit soda derived soft serve. That's something. Oh, tragic. The sign disappearing as you're waiting. Actually, no. My favorite drink... Thank you, Eves. I'm not going to read that out loud, but I appreciate your contribution to the chat a lot. Anyway, there... actually, yeah, what it is it's, at a bubble tea place, I get a, black tea with tapioca pearls and with salt crema on top, which is just like whipped cream but with salt instead of sugar, or like some salt and then some sugar. Oh, we choked. And it is so good. Like, I've taken to now sometimes making that at home where I'll like whip up some cream and just put a little pinch of salt in there and maybe a pinch of sugar too, and it is so good. Gives a great, especially if you do the salt cream and then you put sugar in the tea, it is a beautiful balance. Yeah. Orange Crush is good. Fanta. I also feel like scarcity definitely makes you appreciate a drink a lot more. Fanta is fascist. Somehow I'm not surprised that a major soft drink company is problematic, but that is just that's a new fact I learned today. Also has a nice, that's like a really pleasant phrase to say actually. Fanta is fascist. Rolls off the tongue. We're getting close, y'all. We're getting close to that halfway point. Yes! There we go. We died and I don't even care. We got our midway. I don't know. I guess there's not really a lot of drinks for Mario out there, are there? Okay, let's see. Oh, we need to grab that throw drop. Like, he's got to drink some cold water to cool down after having a fire flower. Right? Let's see. In Superstar Saga, you drink syrup. I don't know if that really counts. Okay, actually, we're just going to go and do some scouting ahead. I know I'll need that throw block, but let's not fumble it right now. Oh, and if we're too slow... Luigi loggers. I mean, Mario lives a very dangerous life, and I'm sure staying hydrated is not top of his mind. It should be, but it's not. What's the flavor profile of Toad wine? Does it just taste like wine? Oh, that's where we need the throw. I see. Okay, peach schnapps is cheating a little bit because you can just do peach flavored anything. Peach tea. Oh, that's another 50 deaths. So let's go over to the cocktail corner. Let's give that bad boy a spin. Yes! We have rolled it! The soda of the gods! I am so excited. You know, I found this today at the dollar store. I wasn't even looking for it or anything. I just stumbled across it, and we are blessed today. We are very, very blessed today. That you're reading that right. That is cotton candy flavored Faygo. Truly an evil drink. I have never actually had any Faygo in my life. And I've had a cotton candy flavored, like, energy drink before that was pretty bad. Not gonna lie. I have no high hopes. We gotta just try it, straight sip. Yeah, we have to know what this actually... Oh, not only is this, Faygo, this is genuine Faygo. This isn't some fake airsats Faygo. That sure is a cotton candy flavor. It's also very blue, which I'm sure is going to mix very well with this orange. Oh boy, are we going to get another green sludge? Well, I want to see this mix happen on camera. We'll just do a small pour for now, in case we roll more later. We'll leave plenty of room. I mean, there's a nice ombre there right now, in this gradient. I'm sure if we mix it up, then we will get a better mix. I might need to go grab a stir stick. Or maybe we'll just spin a Twizzler and I can use that to stir it. Alright. So far, wheel on our side. Let's see. I'm going to put the Faygo away so I don't keep sipping it. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, this is not very good. I'm going to have another sip. Oh, this is not very good. Now I'm going to have another sip. Waluigi drinks phosphates and egg creams. Yep, that sounds like Waluigi. Always gotta be a little extra. Let's update our sidebar before I forget. Boom, there we go. Oh, this block is an annoying place to grab. There we go. Oh, almost. We fumbled it, but we almost had that. Yeah, I was a little disappointed last week just because we ended up with a completely, like, normal drink. It was basically, like, a blue tropical gin and tonic. What am I supposed to do there? It's probably just a leap of faith, yeah. Yeah, it's just gonna be a leap of faith. It'll be fine. See, also we do have an arrow pointing the other way. Do I need to go back the way I came? That doesn't seem right. Maybe that's just warning that there is a pit coming at ya. Okay, what am I supposed to do there? This is a ghost house, which means sometimes there's puzzles. There's non-obvious things. But we just have 2 invisible blocks over there. Let's see, I don't know how we can bring a spring with us. That's my first idea. Well, good news, we might be getting several more ingredients from this level. Oh, I should have done this gimmick with Potion Crafter. That would have been a perfect stream game combination. That's a fun way to die. That's a very fun way to die. I'm kind of waiting on Potion Craft until they have their next big update with like gardens and stuff, because that looks like that'll be a fun element to add to that game. My problem is I have so many there's so many games that I think would be fun to stream. I feel like I also need to come up with a gimmick for it, you know? The problem is I'm already falling, so I don't know how I can hit something above me while I'm falling. I don't think the game allows for that. Like, I guess if I had a way to keep my throw block, I could throw it at and maybe hit one of those invisible blocks. I need to still be carrying something with me. But what can I still be carrying with me? I guess other option is... this is all a red herring somehow. That feels really unlikely. Feels very unlikely this is all a red herring. Yeah, I mean, I guess we could go back that way, but what would that achieve? Let's see, can you headbonk the last obstacle as you go under it before I take the big jump? I will see if I can figure out what you mean, Seraph. I also don't know the proper name of these blocks. Like, the yellow ones are spin blocks, I know that much. I think these ones are just grab blocks, I think that's what they're called. Just named after their function. Oh. Maybe this works. Oh, now I'm stuck, aren't I? Yeah, completely stuck. But yeah, maybe if we can take one of those springs with us. Maybe that's the trick. The problem is this all feels like, right? Like this all flows like other levels have flowed before this game. But yeah, like what else can I even do here? Once I'm here, it's already over. Yeah, there's nothing to do there. That is not correct. Okay, I'm gonna try scouting by going back left. You know what? I don't think that's right. Well, it's definitely not right, but I don't think it's correct. Oh, I need to spin jump second time. Yeah, there's nothing back here. I guess, okay, if I could get up here with one of the springs, then I could throw the spring to move the turn blocks, I'm pretty sure. I think? Do springs activate turn blocks? I don't know. Let's see. Nope, I was too slow. And it evaporated. It always bothers me that those blocks evaporate. It doesn't feel like they should. Oh, oops, almost. Well, so I still need to figure out how I would even get back up afterwards if I do grab that second spring. Difficult, difficult, difficult. Okay, so even if I was just here, let's see, if I grab, run. Okay. Oh, that jump is doable? Okay, and then if I jump off of that spring, then I can go even further. Or maybe that is what I have to do. That feels finicky. But we're gonna try it. Unless anyone has any better ideas. Struggling to recreate what I did on accident. That's the realest part of games like this. Oh, too slow. Nope. Exactly the same spot we were before. We don't want to be here. So what's the point of those Kaizo blocks even? That is what they call invisible blocks in this game, because the original was famous for having really mean invisible blocks. This hack actually doesn't have any. Oop. How do I get down there without brushing those spikes anyway? Actually, probably what I do is run into those top two wall blocks and then stop holding right. So that should set my right momentum to 0. That should do it. And then, of course, I fail to do that. That's clearly there to help me set that up. Which does also imply that, yes, I should be grabbing that second spring. Otherwise, why wouldn't this just be spikes all the way down? I see you, level designer. Am I wrong? Oh, I've made it down. I've been bouncing around my head now the idea of doing a Moonshot Mario World hack with a level based on each podcast. Like, Gahooligans would be a cape level where you're flying through a forest, but then there would also be lava everywhere because the owls are always doing stuff with forest fires. You know, you're right, Eves. Mario would jump further if he would just actually drink some Gatorade. Or some water. I think Mario's problem is that he just drinks 10 cups of coffee a day and calls that his hydration. That's my theory. Oh, we're here. In fact, I'm going to do a thing that I made a mechanic for here, which is I'm going to make a quick save. And if I'm going to take a quick save, we have to taste our drink. That is overwhelmingly sweet. That just feels like I took like a spoonful of sugar. Like I diluted sugar, like maybe like an 80-20 sugar to water concoction. With some artificial flavor in there to boot. We made it! In fact, let's just immediately make another quick save. That is too much sugar. Oh, and the spring does not actually. Nope, I was wrong. I was wrong. The spring will not spin turn blocks. Well, shit. I don't know if it's possible to get that grab block out as well. I feel like it's maybe possible, but it also feels harder than this hack would ask. Oh, that first spring respawns. I wonder if I can do something with that. I wonder. Oh, well, that's not going to do it. Let's see, let's load our quick save. Oh, let's load our quick save. Well, those should be counting as deaths. That was another death, and that was another death. Alright. How am I jumping so much lower now? I was making... What's the difference between that high and that low jump? I wonder. Oh, I see. It's kind of like a ricochet off that wall. I know, aren't they good? Like, this is a tough puzzle, and I'm maybe a little frustrated right now, but also, like, that's what I'm here for. That was almost it. This doesn't feel like it's the intended way. Does it? I would love a hint, Sarah. Am I completely barking up a wrong tree here? I wonder. Yes, okay, I can use both run grab buttons to do a grab and a run. So maybe there's something like... Oh man, I'm doing a kind of a claw here now. Oh, I need the guy from before the checkpoint, of course. Of course it's an enemy escort. That guy, yeah. There we go. That makes so much more sense. That's why we have the arrow back there. Okay, okay. I bet you my strat would have worked, but it also was going to be way too hard. Oh, definitely going to get away from me. Thank you, Seraph. I actually definitely needed that redirection to remember that I could use enemies that spawn from before the checkpoint. This block is not going to last long enough, especially if you get there just at the same time, jerk. I'm already forgetting what I need to do. Oh, hey, look at that. That's 550. Or actually, no, we're safe just standing there. Let's go and add something else to our concoction. Let's spin that wheel. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Cardamom bitters. It's not going to help with the extremely sweet problem, but I'll take it. You know, it's not the worst thing by far. These are actually pretty dang good. If you want some cardamom flavor in whatever you're having. Oh, it's going to muddy the waters. Just do a couple dashes. Yeah. Oh, good. It went from that pleasant green into like this gray green. It looks way better on the camera than it does in person, I can tell you that much. Yeah, any day I don't land on ranch, that's a victory. And I'm happy with bitters. I just want the wheel to do well. I just want it to make good drinks. Because, you know, RNG, that's the way you make drinks. Okay, no, the cardamom does help there. Because I'm used to cardamom with very sweet things, you know, like Christmas. But it's still just like drinking sugar. Which would maybe be good if I was 8, but I'm not 8 anymore. I feel like even an 8-year-old would be like, this is a bit much. You know, for being called grab blocks, they sure are finicky to grab. Oh, before I forget. Bitters. There we go. Now I'm going to be too slow for the little guy. Yeah, but I know what I need to do now. I just have to focus and not fall in that hole. I don't quite know how you fell there, Mario, but okay. You do you. Yeah, I need to grab that and fall back through before the hole comes back. Oh, the game is so slippery. Mario has so little friction. I could maybe grab the block. I'm just worried that it's going to evaporate before I do, but yeah, let's try that. Why not? Bad cycle, bad cycle, bad cycle. Yeah, see, it evaporates too fast. Maybe if I didn't have to wait for that cycle, maybe if I got the timing there better. I think this feels like the intended way. Good thought though, Seraph. There we go. That's what we gotta do. Oh, I just have to go left first. It feels so weird to go left first. In a level where I'm trying to go right. That's okay. The timing is weird if I go right first. Close. It's just hard to get the height on that jump because you have to let go and re-grab X or Y because that's both your grab and your run button. Okay, maybe if we stay behind the guy, we'll be okay. Yeah, I think we'll actually be okay if we stay behind the guy, so I don't need to rush like that. It'll be fine. But I do kind of have to go. I can't wait. I can't dilly-dally. Or we can just completely miss the thing. That's okay. I'd say this level's definitely the hardest of the bunch that I've played so far. Still very doable. It's just taking us longer to make progress. Or maybe it's just this one specific bit of it, you know? Just because I spent like 30 minutes trying to figure out a different way to do it. Okay, and then I need to do a running spin jump, bounce off of it, hit that first invisible block, spin jump off of the floaty guy again, land on that block, hit the second invisible block, and then see if I can figure out what's to the right there. If I say it out loud, that almost always never actually helps me with the execution, but it does. I think it helps with frustration a little bit if I know what I need to do, you know? Oh yeah, if I do a spin jump there, I will get enough distance. Swapping between normal and spin jumps is awkward on this controller. Oops. Got spooked. I need to stop panicking at the beginning. So right now my instinct is just panic. Aw, yeah, see, like that. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Eves. That was definitely me with Summerums and Celeste. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, that's just a death. Where you practice some... Also, it's just the thing where you practice something wrong so many times that it just becomes ingrained. And so even though you know what you need to do, you don't do the right thing. I've made the comparison before, but exactly the same as my years of piano lessons. Ooh, I don't know Rested Moss. Is it a similar hard platformer? Oh, that was it! That was it! That was it! A Metroidvania that was like if Celeste was a shooter. That sounds very interesting. Wait, what am I doing? See, I started talking, went on autopilot. Alright, that's a failure. That's okay though, we're making progress now. After like 50 deaths of no progress, we're making progress. I will have to check Rusted Moss out. Because that sounds exactly like my kind of shit. That grab block up there is like when you're just a little bit too short to reach something off the top of the fridge, but you really want it. Like when your dog has been playing with its ball too much, so we need to take a break, and we put it up somewhere high, but we can still almost get it. Oh, I slipped off! I had traction there for a second. I did! I have to do some low bounces before I start doing high bounces. High bounces feel safer, but they are less safe there. Also, this is just a distressing color now. Like, I don't think my camera is doing justice to how gray it is. But we're not to another ingredient yet. It's all good. We're not there yet. I'm learning a lot from this series on what not to do with mixology. Okay, we are quick saving this. And hoping that we don't need our friend again. If we do, we can just reload from the checkpoint. Which means we do have to take another sip of our pure sugar. Oh, come on, that was a weak sip. Ugh. Still not a great flavor experience. Oh, that was the end of the level! Okay, that was a really short end of the level. I thought there were going to be like 3 more tricks after that. Boom! Okay, now I don't feel so bad about struggling there so long. Continue and save. I'm also going to update my quick save to there just so I don't have another quick save fiasco. What's happening here? Oh, I see. we just gotta go because we are on a P-switch timer, which turns coins into blocks. When that timer runs out, then we will fall onto spikes. So, we just have to go immediately. Oh, I can't be holding run at the beginning or I will grab the P-switch instead. And that's no good. Good to know. Okay. Okay. Now I need to grab that grab block and throw it very fast. Oh, I can't be holding run. Alright. Alright, that is... We're just gonna leave this in the anxious music. Boom, there. Frozen moments before disaster. Let's spin that wheel. Back to our cocktail screen. Let's go ahead. Give that wheel a spin. This is our 4th spin of the night. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Grapefruit bitters. We're just bittering up this drink. Fine by me. I am absolutely cool with that. Good. Now, lots of new ingredients tonight. Got these at the same time as our cardamom bitters. They've done good service to our drinks. I don't think they're going to help with the color situation, but they are going to add some good, like, acidity to try to balance out the extreme amount of sugar. Because if you make something sour enough, you can put all the sugar in the world in it, and I won't care. I'll still like it. Okay, yeah. Did nothing for the color. Maybe made it even cloudier. Let's have a taste. Definitely helps, but it is not nearly enough. Not nearly enough. Alright, still. Hey, that is 4 good spins on the wheel. We're just gonna have good spins tonight. Good spins only. The most exciting thing we're going to have is the soda of the gods. Alright. Let's see if we can find our way through this nightmare. Oh, shoot. Throw blocks are so finicky. Almost. I can grab it while I'm standing on top of it, so let's just do that, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that didn't work. Oh yes, this is also one of those levels where the soundtrack is just the P-switch timer, so get ready to listen to that for a while. Yeah, we have to make it a ways further than that before the timer runs out. Oh, so there I hit spin jump, but because I hit grab like a frame too early, I picked up the pressed P-switch and got a normal jump instead because you can't spin jump while you're holding a thing. Also, why am I failing to grab that net there? Alright, we're already way too slow. I also might be supposed to run under that thwomp rather than waiting a cycle. That has to be it, yeah. I think I'm just going slightly over the grabbable area of that net. Oh, and we're too slow. I should really take one of those too slows to see if I can get under the thwomp. I went too high and died? I wasn't even on screen when I died. Okay, I see how it is. Oh, 2 of those in a row. Okay, I need to not hold jump off that second guy or I will die to the invisible ceiling. Okay, it looks like I can run that if I'm quicker on my run regrab. Not that. Okay, close. We can do this. Not if we die like that, though. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that was better, though. Alright, we got through the first couple bits speedy. Oh, we were almost to the next P-switch. Close. Did not let go of jump quick enough there. Guess the next thing I need to do with this overlay is get a controller view. I'm sure that will help when I'm trying to explain what I've done wrong and got myself killed with. Still, I figured out how to do a lot of things this week. Okay, I need to jump off of that as soon as I land on it. It's going to send me careening in the wrong direction. This level is making that death count rack up fast, huh? Because we're dying so soon into it. Grabbing those nets is really awkward. Oh, oops. Overshot that jump a little bit. The music definitely adds to the anxiety, the P-switch countdown. Just, you're about to die. You're going to die if you're not fast enough. You're gonna die. Nope. Alright, we got this. Well, not this run. One of these runs, we got this. Those big skeleton guys are actually a little bit tricky just because they've got big hitboxes to work around. Nope. Run too soon. Nope. Okay, now I'm making mistakes at the part that I was not having trouble with before. can do this. I need to stop saying encouraging things because that's when I fail the hardest. I need to stop talking, but I have to talk. That's the reason I'm here, not just playing on my own. Alright. There is 50 deaths. Let's go ahead and spin the good old cocktail wheel. Maybe that will cheer me up. Let's see. Tonic, okay. Tonic from the classic gin and tonic. So this is... What is the actual tonic? Actually, one sec. I'm going to... You know what, good enough. I couldn't take any more of that. Let's see, what is, oh yeah, it's quinine, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what the actual tonic is. And that's the sweetness you have in tonic water, and this is just the straight tonic. It's like a gin and tonic would be like 2 ounces of gin to like 3/4 of an ounce of this, according to the bottle. So we're just gonna add a little splash. It's also pretty thick. But it's also very, very, very sour sweet. Okay, we've managed to get out of just pure sugar into something that's a little bit more, you know, soft drink sweet instead, you know. More like I'm drinking like the world's sweetest lemonade. There's a little bit of mango tang there from the mango syrup at the bottom, which still is not fully incorporated. What's the smell on this like? I wonder if the bitters are doing more in the smell. Guess I'm getting a little bit of like the cardamom kind of richness. That's probably just the sugar. You know, sometimes you just gotta take a flavor and really sit with it. I've just made like a bad soda, you know? Like when you do a graveyard at a at like a fast food place or whatever, you know, where you mix several sodas together, and you just end up with like some sludge that tastes kind of like that. This is like that, but for like fruity, like virgin cocktails. Yeah. You know what? It's a lot better than it could be, so I'm not gonna say it's awful. I'm just saying it could be better. Oh, we were just too slow, but we actually made it all the way. Before I forget, I have to update my log. Tonic. Make sure our log stays updated. Just so if you want to play along at home, don't play along at home. I mean, I guess you can play along at home if you really want to. I wouldn't advise it. But for a future Moonshot stream or something, I will serve these cocktails to people. Or make people make these cocktails for themselves. It's like last week's quick save was actually like a half decent drink. It ended up with like too much coconut water, but if you just cut the coconut water down a little bit, it's like, that's a drink I could see myself ordering at a restaurant. Oh, just a little bit too low on that jump. Oh, and we grabbed the P-switch. You see, it really feels like somewhere in that jump I should be able to grab that net, but I think I'm just completely missing its hitbox. Oops. Hit the invisible death ceiling. And we missed the net. Close. Nope, we don't have a shot. Just gotta focus. One of these times we will get it. The fact that we're coming up on a second P-switch and not immediately a midway, though, does not bode well for us. Oh, got the high bounce. Alright, well I'm struggling here. Folks in chat who have pets, can you tell me something funny your pet did in the last week or so? Or, you know, just recently? Like, I will share, Miles decided that we found a big feather outside, and he decided it was the scariest thing. He decided that it needed to be stalked up on slowly, and then you slowly approach it, and when you get a little bit too close, then you start barking furiously. And then you back off, and then you start your approach again. And that went on for about 2 days until... Oh, I just need to get a yump off of that P-switch, and we would have been fine. Took him a couple days to finally be brave enough to pick it up and just run away with it. Then, of course, you know, had to chase him down and get it out of his mouth. Because really shouldn't be eating feathers. No, a little bit too low. Grove keeps trying to climb out of windows this week. Is there something specific out there that Grove wants? Or is it just the joy, the thrill of being outside? Yeah, just the whole world. We might have been okay. Yeah, not afraid of heights. I mean, that's pretty normal though for a cat, right? Gravity doesn't apply to them. Story and a half to the side of the mountain. Yeah, that is terrifying, and I'm sure Cat just thought, oh yeah, perfectly normal because I will never fall. The thing about jumps is you simply don't miss jumps. if we had the skills of cats, then we would understand that like all of their decisions make perfect sense. That they actually aren't taking any risks whatsoever. I've never had a cat because I have allergies. But I did have a pet rat. Oh, we would be so good at platformers. And they do a similar sort of like, can I make this jump? Let's see, let's find out. I bet I can do it. Yes, rats are probably, worse than most cats at calculating their jumps. I remember I got that pet rat and I was in like 4th grade and I had to go and after a few weeks of having her, swap dressers with my dad. Because my dad's dresser had a wider space underneath it so I could actually reach under when she decided she was going to hide under there. We're getting very close to the second P-switch. There we go. Oh, easy does it. She was a good rat, Starlight. I called her that because she had a little patch of white on her forehead. She's a black and white rat. And my mom was so against getting a pet rat. But she came home from school, and I managed to wear my mom down. And then the first night that she came home, she couldn't figure out how to make her like little like water bottle with like the rolly spout, you know, where like you spin the like ball bearing at the end to get water to come out. She couldn't figure out how to do it because she just went and drank after her siblings. And my mom stayed up all night trying to help her figure out how to drink her water. And immediately just bonded. See, she had one of those little rodent balls, you know, like one of those plastic clear balls that they can run around in. And she figured out that if she slammed it against the wall hard enough, sometimes the door would pop and she could escape and get run of the house. So you would just hear wham, 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 and then it would stop and be like, okay, did she give up or did she get out? It was usually the latter. The biggest downside to having rats as pets is they don't live very long. They're really smart social animals with like really strong, distinct personalities. So it's definitely tough that their pets will only live a few years. Still, I don't regret it at all. She was the first pet that was like actually my pet. Sadly, I will never convince CJ on this front. Also, now that we have Miles, he would just kind of want to eat rats, so I don't think it would work. Got a spin jump there. Hey, that's progress, though. It's a win, that's progress. Oh, and that was our 700th death on this hack. On level 6, 700 deaths? Alright, let's spin the wheel. This is spin number 6 of the night. 6 ingredients is already like a lot for a cocktail. But I feel like we've gotten a lot of the additives and we haven't gotten like, we have the cotton candy Faygo, we have the mango syrup. I feel like we need a third thing to mix into this drink to really start to make it feel like a real mixed drink, you know? Peppermint schnapps. Why not? What's the worst that could happen, right? It's just peppermint schnapps. It's actually brand new. Since it was cheap. I looked at all the flavors of schnapps and this was the cheap one. This is the one that I got. Living the high life here. Let's see. We don't have a ton of liquid in here. So a full shot might be a lot. Here's what we'll do. We'll do a full shot and we'll dilute with a little bit more of the Faygo. I know, I am unforgivable here. Smells very strongly of peppermint. Smells like Christmas, honestly. This is like a bottle that probably won't get opened again until Christmas. Until holiday season. What drinks would you even actually use peppermint schnapps in? I guess like a boozy hot chocolate? Yeah, let's balance that with a little bit of Faygo. Just so this isn't a super strong drink. I don't like my drink super strong. Oh, I had some of the Faygo and it immediately starts to go. This Faygo is just blue, by the way. It is. Drinks should not be blue. I love that it's blue, but also drinks should not be blue. Alright, let's see what we have here. Smells pepperminty. Alright, yeah, there's a lot of mint flavor there. Oh yeah, there's a lot of mint flavor there. Which means that now all of a sudden there's an aftertaste rather than just kind of a sugary essence left in your mouth. The tonic does not want to be in there. I think if I took the tonic out, everything else would be good. The tonic does not want to be in there. It's still very, very sweet. But now it's sweet with mint, and that's a significant improvement. Yeah, I would cut the tonic if I could, but the wheel has spoken. I'm spelling schnapps right, aren't I? Yes, I am. That's one of those words that really feels like you're spelling it wrong. You know? Ooh, yeah, CJ, peppermint G&T might not be bad. I could see that. Alright. 700 deaths. Let's get back at it. How did I die there? Oh well, it's okay. It's fine. We're making it back there with a bit of consistency. Ooh, I think I was already too slow because I got stuck at the edge of that. Oh, doesn't matter. I still have some peppermintiness at the back of my throat. Oh wait, we're way too slow. Let's not even bother. Haven't had that death in a while. Nope, missed the jump. Still missed the jump. Okay, we got this. I'm just panicking. I wonder if I just run, will I just hit that switch? Let's check next time that we're there, because that would make life a lot easier. have a small conundrum, which is I've been playing another game that I really love that's a similar sort of die, retry, die, retry. It's a rhythm game called Dance of Ice and Fire that I think is just incredible. And, like, I'm not super good at it. And I feel like rhythm games are only fun to stream if, like, the person playing them on stream is, like, really good at them. But it represents music in a way that I've never seen another game try to represent music. And I really, really love that. It's very unique, where it's, like, fully geometric. So rhythms are translated into a way that, like, you kind of have to rewire your brain to understand what rhythms are being represented. But also it's just a one-button game. So it's just any button on your keyboard is the same input. You're just playing a rhythm. At the very least, there's some very good YouTube content out there of people playing some absolutely buck wild, like, custom levels that are just like, alright, time to hit your keyboard, time to play, you know, 20 notes a second, 30 notes a second. But yeah, Dance of Ice and Fire and also the other game from the same company, Rhythm Doctor, are both very good single input games. Rhythm Doctor's got a different gimmick where it's just like, okay, we're gonna show you when beat 1, we're gonna show you 6 beats of this rhythm. You have to hit spacebar on the 7th. I don't know, maybe I could do a shorter stream block showing those off. I'm just bad enough at them that I know it would be a little embarrassing. Like, I'm not embarrassed to be dying repeatedly here. This is fucking hard. I just need to do a very low jump there and just, if I do make it there that fast, I don't need to worry about getting a jump. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a platformer than a rhythm gamer. I've just discovered that, hey, I do actually like rhythm games. Like, I played Guitar Hero back in the day, but I always struggled to be any good at it. It was fun enough, but, like, it was more fun as, like, a gimmick than as, like, I love this mechanic, I want to do this in other places. Okay, close. I struggled to make progress in Necrodancer. Like, I could make it through the first couple floors, and then I'd get frustrated. I think if I put proper time into, I would really, really enjoy it. What I did really enjoy was Cadence of Hyrule, which is the Zelda spin-off of that, which has the same mechanics, but in the Zelda overworld. So I would say yes, and I don't show it as much respect as I should. There we go. Oh, we're definitely dead now. Yep. Actually, since I played Cadence of Hyrule, I know CJ has gone and played some Necrodancer herself. So I bet she would play the co-op of that with me now. That would be fun. Because that game seemed like it had some fun co-op. Oh yeah, you're less bad, but like, you've played the game and you've enjoyed it now. Which means you would enjoy playing the spin-off of it. Whereas like, with a co-op platformer, I would never ask CJ to play that with me unless I wanted to. Unless I could convince her to have a less than enjoyable experience. Actually, I just downloaded a demo for a game today that we need to play together, Callie. It's, Bread and Fred. 2 penguins platforming tied together. Okay. We're all good. Hey there, off-world kid. When I looked at the Steam reviews on that one, CJ, the response was like, yeah, it looks cute. It will also end any relationship with the person that you play this with. It's one of those, you know? Then again, I feel like people said that about Two Rooms and a Boom, and we were really good at... Or not Two Rooms and a Boom. What's the bomb defusing one? What's the name of that game? Where one person has the manual and the other person has the bomb? Because we were good at that. Keep talking and nobody explodes. Yeah. That could be a good block for a future Moonshot stream. I'll have to put that on my idea list. Yes, actually, I own Two Rooms and a Boom, and it's a neat game that I played a few times in college and then have never been in a space with enough people in person to play it with again. But I own a physical version of it, because I thought it was really neat. Right now, I have a deep hankering to play Blood on the Clock Tower. Or specifically to run Blood on the Clock Tower, because I always like social deception games in concept much more than playing them. But if I could be running one, that sounds perfect to me. Actually, I finally got people together to do that. So I'll get to try my hand at running it. That one's where it's also like, oh, that'd be really fun to do as Moonshot stream, but also, how would we ever, like, manage that? How would you ever manage a live stream of that? I'm sure people do. It just feels like a lot. Oh, that is 750 deaths, which means we are going back to the wheel. Actually, let's take a sec here. What's everybody's money on? What do we want to see from the wheel? Do we want something good? Do we want something bad? Alright, we have one vote for Ranch. I'm glad I'm not listening to CJ. Eve's in here with black tea. That feels like a good call. Green goo hot sauce. I do have green goo. It, the dollar store is a land of wonders. Black tea would be very funny. Honestly, I don't think black tea would be the worst thing here. I could see it kind of working. Let's see if the wheel can land on black tea. The wheel has chosen cream. Which actually is in the fridge because I didn't want to leave cream sitting out for a couple hours. And actually, it's technically half and half, so it's not like as bad as it could be. So yeah, I guess I will be right back with cream to add to this drink. It's no great tragedy here. Okay, we're back. I got my cream. Let's see, let's actually measure this. Let's do a half a shot. See, we're gonna want to let this mixture happen on camera, aren't we? Let's see. Oh, shoot. I'm spilling everything on myself. It's great. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Everyone loves to see this. Everyone's very happy about this. I am not distressed at all. Let's see. It does not seem to want to mix in with everything else. Huh, weird. Actually, we have a solution for that. We have a cocktail shaker. Yeah, I feel like this needs to get hit with the cocktail shaker. You know, get everything properly incorporated. I should have a second wheel for an amount of each liquid. That's a decent point, but what if I got like a full ounce of bitters? You know, I don't want to waste my bitters like that. Oh, good. It left a nice little coating on the glass. Yeah, that definitely immediately curdled. That's okay. Sometimes people drink curdled milk intentionally, right? Also, the Faygo's carbonated, so I'm sure shaking this up is going to go great. Oh, yeah. It kind of wants to explode out of there. Oh, we're doing good work here today. What's going to be fun is while I write up this recipe later and I try to figure out a way to make it sound like slightly more sensible. Alright, let's see if this comes out of the shaker a little bit more better incorporated. Alright, it came out pretty much just white. Like faintly green. Just a little bit of green. It's peppermint milk. It still smells like peppermint. What do you think? Should we give this a taste? Yeah, it's a milkshake. It actually, you said the word, you just typed the word yogurt in chat, Seraph. It tastes like yogurt. Okay, you're not going to believe me, but it's not bad. You're going to have to make it yourself to believe me, but it's really actually not that bad. It is kind of milkshake realm. It just needed a good cocktail shake. It's confusing. Which is really what I'm shooting for here. That's kind of the dream, is to get something that is confusing. But I'm going back for another sip, so like, yeah, boozy mint fake yogurt. That's a pretty... I'm trying to name these based off of like whatever happens in the stream to some extent. This could be a Luigi or a Yoshi drink, perhaps. Alright, my working title for this drink, we'll see what happens with it, is Ghost of Luigi. Because we spent so long in our ghost house. Fig Ogre is very good, though. The Grinch drink, all good pulls. Alright, I'm gonna put this cream back so it does not curdle or anything. So I will be right back. Guigi, yes, absolutely, Guigi. Guigi goo. Add cornstarch. Let's make this non-Newtonian fluid. Alright. Let's get back to Mario for a little bit longer. Cream. Thank you, Wheel. You've been doing good. Put some Elmers in there. Yeah, why not? You know, it's already gone far enough. What's the worst that could happen? Hit that cocktail with some Gojo. Yeah, Goiji Joyce. Or, wait, Gojo is the company in Succession. Like, that they're going to buy out or get bought by. Which actually, Succession, the Succession finale had a scene that would fit right in this stream. Oh, the hand soap that contains sand? I actually did not know about that. Alright, it feels like chat has spoken that this drink is the Guigi. And I don't think I can argue with it. Grit soap sounds like it would be very good for exfoliating, though. I use a sugar scrub sometimes, and that's good stuff. Nope, that's not it. Could take a sec. Yeah, soldering's always a little nerve-wracking. Awful kid. Satisfying when it works. And I've only done like a little bit in hobby projects. Nope. Oh man, it is so hard to get those jumps in fast enough to get onto that spinning blade. The fumbles. The fumbles. stuck there too long. Nope. No cigar. I just feel like I should get a checkpoint at that second P-switch, you know? I'd consider making a quick save there, but that would mean I would have to get from controller to keyboard faster than I'm probably able. I tried putting quick save on buttons on my controller, and then we had the disaster of last stream where I accidentally loaded a quick save and lost like 2 levels of progress. It wasn't that bad to get the progress back. I did it like the next day. In my off-stream playthroughs, I've been using like 3 different quick saves. One that I like make whenever I beat a level, and then one I use in the middle of the level, but like, if that ends up not working for me, then I can always just die and go back to the beginning of the level and remake a quick save there. Overwrite that slot. I'm just getting way too aggressive trying to jump over that spike there. We're gonna be back to adding another thing to our Guiji in no time. I don't know if I like that. Oh, so close. That's okay. All right. Alright, when I hit 800 deaths, I'm gonna spin the wheel, of course, add something to the drink, and see how I'm feeling. I can tell I'm starting to wind down here. 2 hours of continuous Kaizo is a lot. Especially when I have deaths like that. I'd like to make it to the halfway point of this level. It'd be nice to be able to stop there. Just a little bit slow. It's just a very, very tight time limit here, you know? Precision with 0 breaks. See, like, that pause there was probably already enough to kill that run anyway. Okay. Question for you, chat. Let's say you've just been handed a Guiji, and you can add one ingredient to try to make it better. Doesn't have to be on the wheel or anything, just like anything you could think of to make it more palatable to yourself. Eve's still here with black tea, and I think that you got the right concept. Cheer wine, also a good idea. Oh, we're still in it. Flaxseed. Ice cubes. And a little rubber ducky. I mean, what I would actually want is like a little Luigi action figure in it. Oh, we made it further. We made progress. You know, I'm not sure how much the cream actually curdled. It separated at first a bit, but it doesn't taste curdled now. Maybe it's because in was something already a little bit sweet anyway? Not quite. Oh, and that's Death 800, isn't it? Tragic. Still, we made it there at least once. So, I'm gonna keep trying a little bit longer. Yeah. But first we gotta spin the wheel. And I don't know, maybe the wheel is going to kill my spirits right here. That can always happen. Let's see what we're getting. It demands more Faygo. Of course it does. What else could we possibly ask to make this drink better? At least I don't have to open another can. Let's see, is this gonna go more blue now? Yeah, it's a little bit more blue-green. Still smells the same. It's probably not going to taste very different at this point. It's significantly worse. Yeah, significantly worse. There's still a little bit of the acidity in the Faygo that is not playing nice with the cream. It was able to play nice when there was only like one pour of Faygo, but now that there's two and this is like half Faygo, yeah, no. Ugh. I think that might be like the second worst it has been all night. Oh, thanks, Wheel. Soda of the gods right there. Alright. Alright, the Guiji got worse, I'm afraid. But now I'm kind of committed to the name, even though I don't want to besmirch the good name of Guiji. Alright, we're getting back there more and more consistently, so that's still a win. We got this. We have to be close, right? Checkpoint's gotta be like right past those two skeleton guys, definitely. Just around that next corner, you know? Oop. Close. But I failed to stay balanced. So we made it back there in like less than 10 deaths. So that's a win. I just missed the P-switch there. We would have been fine if we had landed on it. Okay, but we're getting back there. We're getting back there. We are making progress. For a while it felt like we were not making progress, but now we are just definitely making progress. Oh yeah, see, that was like 2 times in a row there. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Actually, the question of whether the cream curdled and like what to do if it does reminds me of a mysterious fair food that was like far better than it had any right to be. It was called a lemon dairy, and it was like a lemonade milkshake, and somehow they managed to make it so like the milk part didn't curdle at all. It was also like the most filling thing in the world. Like you drank one of those and like you didn't eat anything else for the rest of the day. Let's see, the other good regional fair food I loved in Montana growing up were Vikings, which were just meatball corn dogs. They were very, very good. And if y'all have fair foods you love, either from childhood or nowadays, or fair food abominations you've encountered. I remember going with CJ to her first ever state fair in Washington. And she was just astounded by like the amount of stuff. It's always good to go and see the animals. Exactly, there were ponies. In another life, you could have been a horse girl. Yeah. Yeah, CJ does think that fairs are pretty awesome. Actually, we haven't been to one while we've been in Oregon, have we? But I'm also not huge on fairs. They're a little bit too loud and a little bit too smelly for me. I'm usually done after like an hour there. go for the food. Ooh, that was close. That was close. That was so close. That was further than we've made it. That was further than we've made it. We celebrate every step of progress. We were very, very close. I just needed to do a low spin jump off of that thwomp. That was pretty close, and I think we're actually almost to the... I'm not sure. I think I saw an orb up there. This level might not have a halfway point. This does feel like awfully long to just get to a checkpoint. Yeah, that's definitely an orb up there. Yeah, okay, we were very, very close to the end. We can do this. We can finish this tonight. We're probably going to get at least one more thing in our drink before we do. But we've made enough progress that everyone now has a small chance of being the run. Which is always a little exhilarating. Like, the last 100 deaths, like, perfectly honestly, did not have a chance of actually getting to the end of the level. Because you have to know what's coming. You know, it's half execution, half memorization. And I guess there's some puzzle solving in there, too. Some figuring out what am I intended to do here. Ooh. My spin jumps were a little sloppy there. Okay, we got this. Okay. We can do this. gonna die, but we can do this. It's okay, we just missed the jump a little bit. That's fine. That's all good. That's all part of the process. Okay. That was an avoidable death, but that's okay. Again? Okay. Good start, good start. High bounce, low bounce. High bounce, jump instantly. Oh, I was touching grab. Alright. Let's go ahead and spin that wheel one more time. Why not? Oh yeah, the solution to this is to boost it up. Oh, that's distressing. Yeah, okay, the milk did curdle now, definitely. Yeah. Let's just put in a little bit of rum. We're not trying to get boozy tonight, so just a little splash. That should help with the situation, right? Yeah, this should make everything better, definitely. Smell a little bit of the rum. Yeah, no, it still completely lost me. The rum's not doing anything there. I don't even really taste it. Yeah. The Guiji came and the Guiji went. Very much a push your luck game. Kaizo and cocktails. Oh yes, I do gotta swap the screen. Sorry. You didn't miss anything, thankfully. Alright. I'm gonna make myself quit pretty soon. But we have to give it a real shot, you know? We gotta keep trying a little bit longer. I did keep it there as a little Easter egg. I completely... Oh man, that was so close. We can do this. It's okay, we're making it there again and again and again. We can do this. We got this. Okay, I think the drink we had like 100 deaths ago was the Luigi. I think now that we've ruined it, it is now a drink called Luigi is Dead. Because we've got the kind of pale green drink, and then we've got the curdled milk in it that is Luigi's ghost. Luigi is dead too. See, the orb is right there! The orb is right there! And we just have to beat the P-switch so the ceiling doesn't get cut off. See, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We can fucking do this. That last jump is tricky, but hey, we're getting back there. We're getting back there again and again. Okay, I just need to be careful with this swamp jump. Okay, I am actually gonna try to make a quick save when I hit this point. So I'm going to add a hotkey. I'm going to put hotkeys back on my controller. It'll be fine. It'll absolutely be fine because we made a regular save at the beginning of this level. Alright, so that is save. quick save. I'll take my sip. Nope, nope, nope. It's almost okay, but there's something in me that's just like, no, you don't want to be drinking this. But now we have a quick load point. I was on the orb! I was on the orb! You saw that. I was on top of the orb. Oh, wait. I want to load. Okay, we're gonna get this. Oh, so close. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Yes! Boom! Let's fucking go! Power of power down. Alright. I have one thing to do, and then we're gonna call it a night. Just need 1 second. We just have to spin the wheel one more time. Hey, what do you know? It's the green goo. I figured if we're having a gooigi, it needs this, what does it call itself? Slurper's Green Apple Squeeze Candy. Let's see. Let's just give this a good proper squeeze. Beautiful. Now it looks like a proper potion. I think I should give this one more shake and then one more pour. Oh, all the green just... No, I guess it didn't all go to the bottom. But yeah, we're gonna have to take a victory sip, you know? So let's make it proper. Well, the goo just kind of wanted to stay at the bottom of the glass. I guess it doesn't want to play with the rest of the glass. Like, very, very slowly. I don't know if my cocktail shaker will survive that. Let's just see how this comes out. It helps the milk reincorporate. Oh yeah, the green goo wants nothing to do with the rest of it. Absolutely nothing. Well, cheers! Shaking it definitely helps. Giving it time to separate is what makes it bad. It's not good, though. It's not good. Luigi or Luigi is dead. Either way, don't drink it. Don't make it. Don't put milk in your cocktails. A White Russian? What even is that? Alright. That's all I got tonight. I'm going to peace out and, hope that my stomach doesn't kill me for what I put it through here today. And maybe try to make myself actually like a decent drink. I don't know, maybe do like a London Fog with some peppermint schnapps. Oh, I should probably drink the rest of that cotton candy Faygo. Well, it's not the right choice, but